This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. On today, we are not physically in the building, but God is everywhere. And we, over this weekend, brought Dilling down to FAMU for an orientation. And I said, hey, I'm going to take a little bit of time to do some R&R. So I stayed in Florida on this weekend. I want to um, talk this morning briefly on the subject who or what is controlling you? Who or what is controlling you? I am taking that text out of Psalms 27. I might use Psalms 1 a little bit. But Psalms 27, the Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? Or we can just say, the Lord is. The Lord is. Who or what is controlling you? The first question is, who is the Lord in your life? If we look at current politics, we recognize worldwide there are people who would want to be Lord. There is the tech billionaire class, which is running roughshod over the world right now, particularly with AI and the data centers. They are running roughshod over communities that are poor or marginalized, or communities that have not paid attention to what is going on with these large data centers and resource allocation. The Lord is. Secondly, there is, again, this with AI and these tech billionaire class, or your global oligarchs may think they are running the world, that it is through their monetary system that everything runs. Yes, we need resources. Yes, we need ways to exchange resources, but be very clear, those resources are the Lord's. They're not the billionaire classes. They're not the oligarchy. They think that they run this world. They don't run this world. They may have access to, again, resources, to currency, as we would call it. However, when it comes down to it, their lives and their resources are not permanent, they're not infinite, they are limited in scope because they are terrestrial, they are temporary, they are things. We are people who are limited in time and scope, and resources sometimes will give out. Resources, we can allocate resources, but they're limited in scope. Nothing, again, will last forever. So, my sisters and brothers, we have the billionaire class, the oligarchy, who may think that they're Lord. There is a global a movement in the far right that may think that they are Lord. They are a class of people or a group of people who believe that they have the divine right to rule people, and they are at the top of the pecking order of humanity. They are the people who believe that because of their lighter hue or white skin, that they are in charge of the world. And matter of fact, they are the people who believe that there is the proximity of whiteness, that they are human, and anyone who is brown skin or black is inhuman. This global movement for, again, white supremacy and its ideological framework is trying to continue to brutalize, to use policy, use practices that would exclude and separate, isolate people who are of darker hue, and again, to dominate people because of their, again, European or white skin, their heritage. They are not the Lord. They are not the Lord. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing against the Lord and his anointed? I'm going to say this, that every dog has his day. And if white supremacy believes that it is going to rule forever, it's not the case. We see empires rise and fall. We see how political systems rise and fall. We see movements rise and fall. And you can't keep everyone down forever. They are not the Lord. What we believe is there is a spiritual entity that sits outside of time and space, but lives inside of us and moves inside of humanity and this realm. There is an entity that animates everything that we have, that we are, that has its being, that spirit is alive and well. That spirit is the Lord who created the heavens and the earth, the Lord who gives us divine mandates and will, the Lord who, again, gives us directions in our hearts. That is the Lord. Who is the Lord? Strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. The Lord is my light and my salvation. When I need assistance in this life, I may ask for consultation from people, but the Lord directs my heart. Where Leb in the Hebrew, it is the decision making place. My heart, the Lord guides my heart in my decision making place. I submit myself to the spirit again who animates all life, and that spirit guides my spirit so that I walk with integrity and purpose in this life. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is. The Lord is. There is no question in my life that the Lord is. God is alive on today. God is alive yesterday, today, and tomorrow. God is the provider of my life. God, the Lord, is. God is the one who gives us purpose. The Lord is the one who has the divine plan. The Lord is the one who has divine resources. And we live according to the will of God. The Lord is. I submit my will to God's will because I know that God is going to lead me and guide me into the plans and purposes that will fulfill God's plans in this life. I submit myself to the Lord. The Lord is my light, my illumination, where I obtain my knowledge, my base of how I make decisions. The ethical framework for my life comes from the Lord. The Lord is my light. My light. God is the illuminating factor of this light. The Bible says that in the beginning that God created light from darkness, and let there be light, illuminate what is going on. That darkness may have been there, and that there has been chaos over the cover of the expanse, but God said, let there be light, illuminate, create an awareness, if you will, of what's going on. And so God is my divine awareness. God is the way that I become aware of my life and the situations around me. The Lord is my light. God is my salvation. The Lord is my light and my salvation. God is the way that I navigate through this life. God rescues, God covers, God keeps us, God keeps me. The Lord is my light, the illuminating factor of life, and my salvation, the way that, again, I am provided for, and the way that God keeps me healthy in my mind, my body, and in my spirit. The Lord is my salvation. There may folks think that there are other salvations. In the Greco-Roman time, they thought that the Roman emperor was salvation. He was considered the Son of God. In a Roman culture, the emperor was considered the Son of God and the salvation for the community. And they ruled through brutality, through blunt force, through military exploits. That's not the way God saves. That's not the way God keeps. That's not the way God heals. God heals, God keeps, God saves through love. It's through love that God saves us and keeps us and provides for us. My salvation is not in any political system, not in any physical emperor. That's not my salvation. My salvation is in the spiritual reality that there is an entity that is moving and directing life itself, that I work according to what God is doing in this life. God, the Lord is my light and my salvation. I'm not looking to the White House. I'm not looking to the State House. It is God who directs us to keep those rules and those powers in check, because someone who does not have an ethical framework that is beneficial for all needs somebody to keep them in check. And the Lord is the one who keeps us all in check. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? We should have no fear, because God keeps us in God's hands. I would say we put it in anthropomorphic terms, that God has physical attributes, but God doesn't. But in preaching the sense, God holds us in the palm of God's hands, and we don't need to be fearful. We don't need to be fearful when we are in God's hands, because God will protect us. God will fight for us. God will give us the necessary things for the benefits of our life. And we can be confident in that. We don't have to be fearful. We don't have to be afraid. We can understand that our life and times are in God's hands, and that God has a purpose and plan for us. Even when there's enemies and foes coming up against us, we can rest in God, because God is, again, holding us fast. We can run to God's fortress, God's stronghold, because we are God's children. My sisters and brothers, I just wanted to uh, ask the question: who is controlling you? My sisters and brothers, don't be afraid of the political things that are on this land. Don't be afraid of right wing ideology that's trying to uh, give its last hurrah across the globe. White supremacy and right wing authoritarianism is rising and making people fearful or afraid. Don't be afraid, and understand that global warming is afoot. We have environmental things that we are dealing with this age, this industrial age, post-industrial age, moving into this technology age. There are some things, resource allocation, and how resources, natural resources, are allocated and distributed. We don't need to be afraid. But we have to. What do we have to do? Submit ourselves to God, and God will again care for us because there's a purpose, there's a plan, and God has provision. But my question is, who is controlling you? I don't need to be afraid. I don't need to be afraid of transition. My sisters, brothers, don't be afraid of transition. I know that we can be afraid sometimes or fearful sometimes of transition, but transition is okay. Transition is okay. I just want to let someone know the transition is okay. That as we end some things, there's some new beginnings that are on the rise. That there are some new beginnings that happen when we end some things. My sisters and brothers, don't be afraid of letting go because the Lord is your light, your salvation, and you should not fear. Who's controlling you?